Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. Today we're going to be looking at something very important, and that is the head. We're going to be working on a little bit more definition for the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, but we won't be able to do that with the topology that we have right now. Even though we have a cleanish topology and we can smooth it out and get very nice results, the best results will come from a very nicely defined animation ready topology. I'm not gonna go all the way into the retopology process just yet, but I'm gonna show you a quick little trick that you can do to further optimize your sculpting process. So here we go. First things first, I need to clone this head. So I'm just gonna come here and go to clone, and boom, that's my high poly head right there. I'm gonna decimate this head because I wanna bring as much detail as possible into Maya. I'm just gonna go here into C plugin, decimation master, and I'm gonna go, well, let's go 35 polygons. And we're at 500,000 polygons, so it should be fairly fast. We're not doing a lot of stuff, but we want all of that form to be preserved. There we go. That's ready. We turn off group, export, and we're gonna do Freya. Oh, head. There we go. Now we go back into our low poly, and we're gonna export the low poly of our head. This one right here. So same thing. Turn off group, export. I'm going to say Freya head low. Boom. We go into Maya. Let's hide all of this. We don't need it right now. And I'll just bring the head in. Give me just a second. Hey. Where is it? Freya head. There we go. And Freya head low. There we go. I'm gonna grab my Freya head high, this one right here. I'm gonna do live surface, and I'm gonna grab my head low, just isolate for a second, go into the front view, delete half of it because we don't need it at this point in time. Boom, it's gone. And I am gonna delete this weird loop that it has here, not all the way to the nose, because the nose is actually nice. It's roughly, it's good, it's not bad. And I might delete no, I think lips are okay. Let's focus just on the eyes because I don't want this video to go extremely long. However, if I see that we need to, we'll come back into the lips. Actually, we might have to. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is actually very simple. I'm just gonna grab this guy, go into polydraw mode, and I'm gonna draw proper topology for my eyes. I'm not worrying about game ready topology just yet. I'm worrying about the sculpting topology. And the most important thing that I want, it's a very defined upper and lower eyelid. I want this to go all the way around, and I want this to open and close very nicely. So I'm just gonna push this around so that I get exactly the shape that I'm looking for. Remember that we talked about when we were sculpting the eyes, that eyes should be like shelves. So you should see this kind of stuff. Now, one way to keep things cleanish, even though we're not doing, again, animation topology just yet, is try to have one thing, like if you have a vertex up here, try to have the same vertex down there as well. So one. We're gonna need one extra there. One. There we go. So that works. Now we can just grab the tab key, change this from edge to border, and just extrude this out like so. And maybe one more. And then just start like fixing this. Again, this does not have to be animation ready topology. As long as it works nicely, then you're fine. I do recommend having as few triangles as possible if you can avoid them. So try to make everything just match here. Smooth some stuff out. For instance, here we might not be able to avoid the triangle Try to, if you're gonna have a triangle, try to have it on somewhere that it won't affect your flow, like that nice little loop that we have right there. Otherwise, things can get quite complicated. Same thing here. Again, this is not game topology, so. Oh man, that's a lot of triangles. We don't want that many. Let's try to minimize those. Ooh, that's an ugly looking star there. I'm trying to see whether or not it's it might be a good idea to just change the flow here. Again, a triangle won't kill you, but try to be smart on where you place it. For instance, there, I don't think that's gonna be such a big mistake or a big problem. There you go. I'd rather have a couple extra loops there than make it more difficult. So that's the eye fixed. Now we need to close it. We're gonna do tap, go in there. That's the shelf that we've been talking about. Careful here with the overlaps at those points. This is actually gonna be nice because we're gonna have a couple of extra topology there to help us with the tear duct. So just push this in. Now you can leave it like this. I've seen some characters that do not have the inner side of the eyes. However, for high polys, I always like to have information there. So I'm just gonna close, especially that tear duct here. I want to have it as clean as possible because remember that little triangle fleshy part that we have on the inside of the eye. It's easier to work when you have something to work with. I'm just gonna keep pushing this as far as I can inside. You'll see why in just a second. Same for the lower lids. As close as possible. Now I'm gonna insert one here, and that's gonna help me have a tighter and more secure looking eyelid. Now here, there's several ways to do it. Some people like to just bridge, and again, that's fine because this is just the back side of the eye. Let's just bridge that. Should work fine. The one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add one extra loop back there so that it kind of holds everything together. And you can see the difference very easily if you do number 3. Smooth preview. You're gonna see that everything just smooths out very, very nicely. I tend not to do poles here. Some people just like fill the hole and poke. That works, but it tenses the geometry way too much, and then you get very weird artifacts on the normal maps. So I try to avoid that. Yeah, so let's do the lips real quick. Now for the lips, I believe that the lips, especially here on the inner side, are actually quite nice. Like this loop right here, that's okay. The next one is the one that sucks. So I'm just gonna select this next loop, and this one right here. Like this, pretty much all of this, because we have a nice looking loop here. You can see it right here, but the way it attached to the inner side of the mouth, that was problematic. So let's fix that very easily. We're just gonna select this, move this up. Some of you might say, hey, why not wait until retopology and then just do all of that homework there? And that's a perfectly valid question. But the thing is, I wanna get as much, or I wanna get a very nice looking sculpture out of the high poly. So this is gonna allow me to do that. Here we're gonna have to do a couple of interesting tricks. Again, I'm not worrying about having animation ready topology. I'm mostly worried about having sculpting ready topology. And that means even squares, following the general flow of the areas that I'm sculpting. Well, there you go. Boom, boom. For instance, here I'm gonna do a quick change. So we go from here. Actually, no, I need to go even. Let's do it like the border, like the outer side here. Like so. Boom, boom. Now we just fix this. Triangle, not the end of the world because it's following the general flow of the character, so that's totally fine. Now this is where it's gonna get a little bit tricky because we're gonna close the gap. Oh, sorry, something got in my eye. There we go. Again, this is the part where things can get slightly tricky because things are so close together that Maya has a hard time trying to figure out what exactly is the connection that you want to make. In those cases, and we're going to see this once we hit the retopology stage, just do the border extend, or the edge extend rather. And then just move things manually. It's camera based, so if you can get the position as close to what you want, you'll usually have an easier time. Perfect. I'm gonna double click here, clear dots, and now I'm gonna isolate this so that I can work on this union right here. And this is the thing, I have uneven number of edges. On this side, we got 6 edges. And then the outer side, we got 12 edges, so double the amount. Now that's fine because this part is right now isolated from the rest of the body, and I can easily add more edges where I need to. I can add one there, so that one matches that one. I can add one there to match. So there, this one. It's gonna match there. So I'm gonna need one extra there. On the upper side, we got that one there, so we need one more here. If you feel like you're not following, or if you feel like the bridge is gonna be complicated, just do a couple first, like let's say 3 and 3, and that's a bridge. For instance, down here it's 1, that's 4. And 4, and that's a bridge. That's 1 and 1. See that one? That one's not the one. So it's this one. Oh, sorry, my camera is a little bit too fast right now. So G right there. We need one extra loop right there, so that we can select this one and bridge, and this one, bridge, and this one, bridge. And in this case, actually we missed one right there. The good thing is we have everything else selected, so if I move this vertex, for instance, it slides nicely. So I need one extra loop right here so that I can bridge this one and this one. Oh, that's a bridge. And finally this one and this one. And everything's squared out. We're gonna have to probably resculpt a couple of those areas, but that's fine. We got enough resolution here. I'm gonna add, now that I have a nice looking lip here, I'm gonna add another edge loop right here to give it a little bit more definition. And I might even add one more here. There we go. Just for resolution's sake. Ear, something that we could do as well. Nose, I feel we're good with the nose. We might have to... Actually, we can do a very quick thing here. We can just grab these guys and extrude. Let's get rid of this and then extrude again. Then just up. So that we have the topology for the nostril. And now we'll just mirror this. Boom. Did I do that right? Mirror. We can say bounding box. Let me just make sure that, since we did a lot of changes on the geometry, things might not be, yeah, there you see, things are not perfectly aligned. So I'm just gonna grab all my inner vertices, carefully deselecting those that are not on the middle line, which I believe are those. There you go. And then just, there we go. Boom. Feel like this is way off, so let's just move this to the middle center, or the middle line. There we go. So our topology has changed. We got a nicer looking topology for the eyes and the mouth. Now we export this as head clean. We go into ZBrush and we just do import on the same head, and we're gonna do head clean. Now the thing that's gonna first appear is gonna say, hey, okay, I got angons, looks like. Let's just do quads and triangles, and I'm gonna say yes, reproject all the topology. It might take a little bit. ZBrush might, it shouldn't be that much because it's not as heavy in geometry as other parts of the body, but it might take a little while. And this is gonna, again, the reason we're doing this, it's to have a cleaner topology so that once we get into the high frequency details like the wrinkles and the pores and all that stuff, we can get a nicer looking coverage around the eyes and the mouth. Otherwise, this ugly topology that we had from the ZRemesher might be a problem for us. Now, if you're proficient or more proficient with ZRemesher, you can try and get the topology as close as possible to the animation ready topology, and that's perfectly fine. However, from my experience, nothing beats a good placed topology, especially once we get into the retopology stage. So always find a way to clean this stuff and make sure that your sculpture is looking the best that you can. Let's give it a couple more seconds right here. There you go. It seems like it did work. Now what's going to happen is that ZBrush is going to mask everything that it found was working, and all of the areas that are kind of new to ZBrush are going to be pretty much destroyed, like you're seeing there. So I'm just going to smooth this out. I'm going to probably have to go a couple of subdivisions low and just go in there, especially here in the eyelid. See how the topology changed, and it kind of makes it a little bit difficult for us to work. So don't worry, just come back and smooth a little bit of those mistakes. Like on the nostrils there, you can see, whoop, I'm using my mouse, that's why it's going so aggressive. So just a little bit of softness to alleviate those kind of mistakes. Just go up one level, bring all those things down. If you have to resculpt, I highly recommend you do so. Again, it's for your own good. The sculpture is going to look way nicer. And you already did it once. One of the things you're going to find out with 3D, probably you already know this, but software crashes. The softwares crash quite frequently, and when they do, it's always a pain. But once you have to do it like again and again and again, it gets faster every time. So see how those eyes are way more defined now? That's because the topology allows me to define them better. There you go. Make sure to clean everything up. And boom, that's it, guys. We're gonna finish the video right here with our clean topology, and in the next couple of videos we're gonna come in and start adding all those nice high frequency details to our character. So hang on tight and keep on sculpting. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.